Brothers and sisters, my name is Kilmar, Abrego, Garcia. And I want you to remember this. Remember that I am free, and I was able to be reunited with my family.
Un milagro, gracias a Dios y a gracias a toda la comunidad.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, it looks to me like we've got a bit of a situation at hand here when it comes to Abrego, Abrego, Garcia, fishing reel. That's all I think of when I see that. I think of fishing reel. Abu Garcia, bait caster, 5-ball bearing. Anyways, this has been an ongoing thing, back and forth with ICE and the thing and the politicians and the this and the that. And I for the life of me, don't understand exactly how he was brought back over here. I do, but I don't. I really do, but I don't. But anyways, I think he's going to go to Uganda. They're going to deport this dude to Uganda, and because he's not a legal citizen. He never was supposed to be here that long, and it's alleged that he was he made a lot of money moving people around illegally. They call that human trafficking. YouTube has been so kind to me lately. I just love you guys. Thank you, Bubbles, and the pedophile guy that looks like the guy from that movie where they does stuff to children that are the content creator liaisons. I did a video on that on Rumble. Check it out. William Archibald, one word on Rumble. See that video I put up of these two guys who are in charge of algorithms and content creation. And they're pretty much protecting all their main interests, if you know what I mean. Anyways, and the guy really doesn't look like Bubbles from the trailer park. And he's this coder. That's, by the way, coding is something that Leticia James is going to have to do. That dude with the pimp cane and that other chick, that Jasmine Crockett, that they're going to have to learn to code. They're going to be out of some jobs pretty soon, but and hopefully in the long run, Leticia James gets some sort of legal compensation. In other words, a little bit of that Yale time. I don't know if that'll happen or not, but just maybe getting her out of the mix when it comes to her law licenses and stuff. And I got an article to show you about Leticia James and some of the things that she's been up to. By the way, she is claiming that our side's using lawfare, weaponizing the justice system, after she ran and campaigned on "Show me the man, I'll find you the crime."
And so we've got to stand up to the federal government. We've got to stand up to bullies. We've got to stand up to an administration which is too male, too pale, and too stale. Too male, too pale, and too stale. Too male, too pale, and too stale.
So that's what's going on there. She's crazy. That is a nutcase. That woman is dangerous. Absolutely dangerous. Leticia James claims Trump is weaponizing the justice in a fraud case. No, lady. No. What happened here is you did something really wrong. You did what you portrayed somebody else doing. You took a man who borrowed some money, had all the properties assessed by independent, what do you call those people? Appraisers. There we go. And they're like, yeah, we can do this. We can loan you this money. Now, please pay us back. And they were paid back. They were paid back with interest. No payments were late. Nobody had to go beating on the door to figure out what was going on. Everybody was fine. The banks were happy. They made a ton of money. And then all of a sudden, you've got this activist judge, that Egron guy. By the way, they did the exact same thing they did the InfoWars, where they televised and weaponized, literally, the court system in a default judgment to implicate Trump into some sort of mortgage fraud on a civil end of it, because they couldn't find any criminal charges because nobody could produce anything criminal. So that's how they're saying that Trump was a criminal, because even, there was civil. It was a civil case, and it was completely rigged. Yeah, we can use that word yeah, because we're not talking about the election. We're talking about a court case. So. Yeah, anyways, Leticia James actually did some criminal stuff when you actually look into that. And being the fact that there's actual possible conspiracy charges, I don't think there's a statute of limitations on that stuff. So they can go back as far as they want to. And they've dug up a lot of really interesting things that have plagued her past when it comes to questionable practices in the real estate industry. By the way, I said this from the get-go. I was like, whenever this all started to become a thing and she started going after Trump for mortgage fraud, when we were doing lives on other places and everything, I was like, this was what this all started up before anybody even did any investigations. I said, I would be not surprised if she is probably involved in some sort of mortgage fraud. This is how she knows to go after somebody for it, because she has experience in doing so, because most criminals they're criminal. They do criminal stuff, and this is what they do. And so now that this has become a thing, and this is legitimate, and this is real criminal stuff, not civil, you can actually find criminal charges here. She's all like, oh man, they're weaponizing the justice system and everything. This is lawfare. This is lawfare. No, lady, you started it. Yeah. Don't get mad if you come to a fight with, swinging a baseball bat around and somebody gets that baseball bat and starts beating you over the head with it, theoretically. FBI. Don't get mad. How dare them use a ball bat during a fight? You brought it. You were going to use it. I took it from you. It's my turn. But yeah. And this was all, and you got to remember too, nobody's addressed the fact that there was an illegal recording made in Fulton County. By the way, Fulton County under a bunch of weird stuff, because they're openly Fulton County, where Fannie Willis reigns over everybody with her big old booty hole. What was that guy's name? There was a dude that was involved with helping Trump get elected, and he was the only person that got actual bond because of some stuff dealing with election meddling, according to Fannie Willis. He's the only person that got a bond. Oh man, I forget the guy's name. I keep forgetting. But anyways, this is a black guy. This is a black guy. All the white people got to sign their own bond. That's weird. Anyways, Brad Raffensperger and all these people actually did an illegal phone call recording and then cut it up in a selective editing so that they could be pumped all over the airwaves in that area, so that they could trump up charges, no pun intended, against Trump as a RICO trial, so that they could go after Trump. How'd that end for Fannie Willis, by the way? That's why they're so mad at Alina Habba, because she did some footwork and figured out, wait a minute, hold on a second here, and figured out some really interesting facts about Fannie Willis that pretty much put a stop to that. And Eileen Cannon, the judge that was over some of the stuff that dealt with the quote unquote classified documents, was actually everything that they did was illegal, as far as a special prosecutor, which was Jack Smith, the fact that Trump was allowed to have the documents. And the only reason why they really wanted these documents is because there's a good possibility that some of the stuff that's actually plaguing these people now, because he still had them. They even went after the gardener on that. But anyway, so Leticia James is just she's being a capital B word. And I would love to see something out of this. But this is just, par for the course. And I just wanted to show you guys, hey, she's nuts. All right, lefties hate watching my channel. She's nuts. And I'm out.